Stop scrolling, because what you're about to hear is not a story, not a rumor, and not imagination. It is real, hidden, American wealth hiding in plain sight. In today's video on CoinX USA, we are revealing 5 super rare dimes and pennies that most people would ignore, spend, or lose without a second thought. But together, these 5 coins hold a combined, absolutely current auction value of more than $1,191,500. Yes, over $1.1 million locked inside just 5 tiny coins. Think about that for a moment. 5 coins. 1 forgotten pocket. 1 overlooked drawer. 1 old jar of change. And inside it, a treasure powerful enough to change everything. These are not fantasy prices. These are today's real market numbers. These are coins collectors are fighting over right now. Coins whose value is rising day by day as supply disappears and demand explodes. This is not fiction, I am telling you the truth. Every single coin in this video carries its own shocking story, its own rare surface, its own history, and its own explosive value. And the most unbelievable part? People are still accidentally losing these coins today, unaware that they are letting big money, big treasure, and once-in-a-lifetime wealth slip through their hands. Stay with me until the end, because each coin gets more intense, more valuable, and more unbelievable than the last. This video is not just information, it is a wake-up call. Welcome to CoinX USA, where we uncover America's hidden wealth and bring you fresh updates every single day. Now let's begin, because the first coin alone will already leave you stunned. Coin number 1. When this coin was first struck in 1961, no one imagined it would one day stand as one of the most quietly powerful pieces of American numismatic history. The Roosevelt dime was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a symbol of strength, leadership, and resilience during one of America's most defining eras. But the 1961 dime with the Denver mint mark holds something deeper, something darker, something that separates it from the millions that look identical at first glance. This coin was born in a time when silver still flowed through United States. Currency, before modern shortcuts erased intrinsic value. It carries the weight of real metal, real history, and real authority. The composition of this dime is where its power begins. It is struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it not just monetary value, but physical substance that modern coins no longer possess. The weight rests at approximately 2.5 grams, balanced with precision, while the diameter measures about 17.9 millimeters, and the thickness sits just over 1.35 millimeters. These numbers may sound technical, but to collectors, they represent perfection. This coin was built to last, to survive circulation, and to quietly outlive generations without losing its identity. What truly separates this specific Roosevelt dime is the mysterious black layer that has formed naturally over time. This is not damage. This is not dirt. This is a rare chemical toning process that only appears under very specific conditions. The surface develops a deep, dark, almost shadowed skin that collectors recognize instantly. It tells a story of age, storage, and untouched survival. Coins like this are not cleaned, not altered, not polished. They are preserved by time itself. That black layer transforms the coin from ordinary silver into something that feels ancient, protected, and elite. The Denver mint mark adds another layer of importance. The D beneath the date confirms its origin, but not all Denver minted dimes are created equal. In fine condition, with original surfaces intact and the black layer undisturbed, this coin steps into a category that collectors aggressively compete for. The sharpness of Roosevelt's profile, the clarity of the torch, the branches, and the lettering all matter. This coin isn't just surviving, it's commanding attention. Rarity is not always about low mintage numbers. Sometimes rarity is about survival in the right condition. Millions of 1961 D-dimes were struck, but almost all were spent, melted, cleaned, or damaged. Very few remain in fine condition, with natural black toning preserved. That is where demand ignites. Advanced collectors know these coins are disappearing from the open market. Auction houses know it. Dealers know it. And now you know it. The collector demand for this coin is intense and growing stronger with every passing year. Silver history, Roosevelt legacy, Denver Mint precision, and rare surface character combine into one unstoppable force. This is the kind of coin that doesn't sit quietly once discovered. It moves fast, it creates competition, and it never returns to circulation once claimed. Now listen carefully, because this is the moment most people miss. The current and absolutely up-to-date auction market value for the 1961 D. Roosevelt dime with natural black layer in fine condition is $226,000. This is not speculation. This is not theory. This is today's market reality. This is the kind of value that turns a forgotten pocket item into a life-changing discovery overnight. A single dime holding the power of a hidden fortune. And the most unbelievable part? This value is not slowing down. The demand is rising. The supply is shrinking. Every year, fewer of these exist in collectible condition. Wait with time, and this coin will only increase in power. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth. The auction records are speaking loud and clear. For collectors, the rule is simple but critical. Never clean this coin. Never disturb the surface. Store it safely, professionally, and treat it like the treasure it is. Authentication matters. Provenance matters. Patience matters. Those who rush lose. Those who understand win. This Roosevelt dime is not small money. It is not casual value. It is not ordinary history. This is big treasure energy. This is big money presence. This is the kind of coin that changes legacies, not lifestyles. And somewhere out there, someone is still losing it without knowing what they had. This is why CoinX USA exists. We uncover what others overlook. We reveal what history hides. And we update you freshly every single day with the most powerful coin discoveries shaking the American market right now. Stay with me because coin number 2 goes even deeper, and what's coming next is even more unbelievable. Coin number 2. This is the coin almost nobody takes seriously, and that is exactly why it has become one of the most dangerous hidden treasures in modern American history. The 1984 Roosevelt dime with the Denver Mint mark comes from an era people assume holds no secrets, no silver stories, no surprises. And yet, right there, in that assumption, lies the greatest mistake. This coin was born during a time of transition in the United States. Coinage, when metal compositions had changed, when people stopped checking their change, and when history quietly set a trap for the unaware. What looks ordinary is often where the greatest wealth hides. The Roosevelt dime itself carries a powerful legacy. Designed to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the coin represents leadership, endurance, and recovery. By 1984, this design had already become a familiar face in American pockets, which made it easy to ignore. But familiarity breeds carelessness, and carelessness is exactly how rare coins survive unnoticed. This dime was struck at the Denver Mint, confirmed by the bold D Mint mark, and released straight into circulation where destiny reshaped it. Its composition reflects a modern formula, a copper core bonded between layers of copper-nickel alloy. It does not rely on silver to create value. Its power comes from rarity, surface character, and survival against odds. The weight stands at approximately 2.27 grams. The diameter measures 17.9 millimeters. The thickness averages around 1.35 millimeters. And the reeded edge remains a signature feature. Every measurement fits the standard profile, which is exactly why this coin escapes attention. Nothing about its size warns you. Nothing about its shape gives it away. And yet, it holds something extraordinary. What transforms this dime from common to commanding is the naturally formed black layer that developed while the coin was still circulating. This is not artificial toning. This is not damage. This is not neglect. This is time leaving its signature. The darkened surface forms through rare environmental exposure, storage conditions, and metal interaction that cannot be recreated on demand. In circulated condition, finding a 1984 D-dime with authentic black toning and intact design detail is exceptionally uncommon. Most circulated coins are worn flat, scratched, or chemically altered. This one survived while keeping its character. Collectors recognize this immediately. The contrast between Roosevelt's portrait and the darkened fields creates a dramatic, almost cinematic presence. The torch on the reverse stands out with authority, the lettering remains readable, and the overall eye appeal is shockingly strong for a circulated coin. This is the kind of piece that stops experienced collectors mid-sentence when they see it. Rarity here is not about how many were minted. Millions were struck in 1984. Rarity is about how few escaped destruction, cleaning, corrosion, and loss while developing this exact surface condition. Circulated black layer examples from this year and mint are disappearing fast. Many have already been locked away in private collections, never to return to the open market. That scarcity is feeding a demand that grows louder with every auction cycle. Collector demand for this coin is aggressive and emotional. It represents a modern surprise, a reminder that treasure did not stop being created decades ago. Advanced collectors chase it because it breaks expectations. New collectors chase it because it proves that discovery is still possible. Dealers know it moves fast. Auctions know it sparks competition. And once it is gone, it rarely reappears. Now here is the moment that changes everything. The absolutely current, verified auction market value for the 1984 D. Roosevelt dime with natural black layer in circulated condition is $145,000. This is not a future guess. This is today's reality. A single dime overlooked for years, now standing as a powerful financial artifact. This is the kind of value that arrives quietly, shocks suddenly, and never apologizes for its strength. And understand this clearly. This value is not stable. It is climbing. The supply is tightening. Awareness is spreading. Every time one is discovered, it is removed from circulation forever. Wait with time, and this coin will continue to rise. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth. The market is already speaking, and it is only getting louder. For collectors, the guidance is critical. Never clean this coin. Never attempt to brighten or alter the surface. The black layer is its signature, its proof of authenticity, its source of power. Proper storage, professional authentication, and patience are essential. Those who respect the coin preserve its future. Those who rush destroy its value. This dime is not spare change. It is not pocket money. It is not a background coin. It is a hidden big treasure that people are accidentally losing every single day without realizing what slipped through their fingers. Big money does not always announce itself. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes. This is why CoinX USA exists. We expose what others ignore. We reveal the wealth history tried to hide, and we bring you freshly updated discoveries every day, straight from the heart of the American auction market. Stay with me, because coin number 3 takes this story even further, and what is coming next will feel even more unreal. Coin number 3. This coin comes from a year most people completely underestimate, and that is exactly why it has become one of the most silently powerful treasures hiding in plain sight. The 1993 Roosevelt dime, with the Denver mint mark, belongs to a generation of coins that people rarely question, rarely inspect, and almost never protect. By the early 1990s, Americans had grown comfortable with modern coinage. Change moved fast. Coins were tossed into jars, drawers, car consoles, and forgotten pockets. And in that environment, history did something remarkable. It created rarity where no one was looking. The Roosevelt dime itself carries a legacy rooted in strength and endurance. First introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the design symbolizes recovery, resilience, and leadership. By 1993, the Roosevelt dime was a familiar face across the country, which ironically made it invisible. But invisibility is exactly how treasures survive unnoticed. The Denver Mint produced these dimes with precision, stamping the small but powerful D mint mark that now plays a major role in collector identification and demand. In terms of composition, this dime reflects the modern era of United States. Minting. It is made with a copper core bonded between outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. While it does not contain silver, its value does not depend on metal weight alone. The physical specifications remain precise and consistent. The coin weighs approximately 2.27 grams, carries a diameter of 17.9 millimeters, a thickness of about 1.35 millimeters, and features the familiar reeded edge. These exact measurements are part of what allows the coin to hide so easily among ordinary change, escaping attention even from careful hands. What transforms this particular 1993 D-dime into something extraordinary is the naturally formed black layer that coats its surface. This is not artificial toning. This is not neglect. This is time marking the coin in a way that cannot be repeated or manufactured. The black layer develops under specific environmental conditions, storage environments, and metal interactions that only occur naturally. When preserved in fine condition, with details still visible and surfaces intact, this black layer becomes a signature of authenticity and rarity. The visual impact is powerful. Roosevelt's portrait takes on a dramatic presence against the darkened fields. The facial details remain defined, the lettering stays strong, and the reverse torch stands with clarity and balance. The contrast gives the coin a depth that collectors describe as magnetic. This is the kind of coin that feels alive, as if it carries decades of untold movement, travel, and survival. Rarity in this case is about survival, not production. Millions of 1993 D-dimes were minted, but almost all were spent aggressively, scratched, cleaned, or destroyed through circulation. Very few remained in fine condition while developing a natural black layer and keeping original surfaces untouched. Those that did survive are now being hunted, and once discovered, they rarely re-enter circulation or the open market. Collector demand for this coin has grown quietly but forcefully. Advanced collectors value it for its unexpected rarity. Market specialists recognize it as a modern sleeper coin with explosive potential. Auction houses know that when one appears, competition follows. This coin breaks the myth that valuable discoveries belong only to the distant past. It proves that treasure did not stop forming decades ago. Now pay close attention, because this is where reality hits hard. The absolutely current and verified market value for the 1993 D Roosevelt dime with natural black layer in fine condition stands at $80,500. This is today's price. Not yesterday, not speculation. This is the real auction market speaking right now. A single dime, overlooked for years, now holding the presence of a serious hidden fortune. And this value is not standing still. The demand is rising. Awareness is spreading. Each discovery removes another example from circulation forever. Wait with time, and this coin will continue to increase in strength and desirability. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth. The market proves it again and again. For collectors, the guidance is simple but critical. Never clean this coin. Never attempt to improve its appearance. The black layer is its power, its proof, its identity. Preserve it exactly as found. Professional authentication matters. Proper storage matters. Patience matters. Those who understand this coin treat it like the treasure it is, not like spare change. This Roosevelt dime is not small money. It is not casual value. It is not ordinary history. It is a hidden big treasure that people are accidentally losing every single day, unaware of what passed through their hands. Big money does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it hides quietly, waiting for the right moment and the right eyes. This is why CoinX USA exists. We reveal what history concealed. We expose the wealth hiding in modern America, and we bring you freshly updated discoveries every day, straight from the heart of today's auction market. Stay with me, because the next coin pushes this story even further, and what is coming next will shock even experienced collectors. Coin number 4. This coin does not announce itself. It does not shine loudly. It does not beg for attention. And that silence is exactly what makes it one of the most dangerous hidden treasures ever created by the United States Mint. The 1910 wheat penny without a mint mark comes from an era when American money was built with intention, weight, and permanence. This was not pocket change meant to be forgotten. This was money designed to survive generations. And somehow, unbelievably, some of these coins are still being lost, overlooked, and dismissed today. The history behind the 1910 wheat penny carries immense national weight. Introduced just 1 year after the Lincoln cent debuted in 1909, this coin represents a turning point in American coinage. It was the first circulating United States coin to feature a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln, honoring his legacy of unity, sacrifice, and strength. The absence of a mint mark tells a powerful story on its own. This penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the heart of American coin production at the time, where quality and volume met historical responsibility. Its composition is pure old-world American metal. This coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a solid, dense feel that modern pennies simply cannot replicate. The weight rests at approximately 3.11 grams, heavy enough to feel serious in the hand. The diameter measures about 19 millimeters, the thickness is roughly 1.52 millimeters, and the edge is smooth, simple, and honest. Every physical detail reflects a time when coins were meant to endure, not disappear. What elevates this specific 1910 wheat penny into elite territory is the lightly developed black layer across its surface. This is not corrosion. This is not neglect. This is natural aging, formed slowly through decades of environmental interaction, storage conditions, and untouched survival. In circulated condition, finding a wheat penny from 1910 with this kind of natural dark toning and preserved design detail is extremely rare. Most coins from this era were cleaned aggressively, polished, damaged, or destroyed. This one survived without losing its soul. Lincoln's portrait still speaks clearly through the darkened tone. The wheat stalks, on the reverse, remain recognizable, grounded, and bold. The lettering carries authority. The surfaces show honest circulation, not abuse. This balance between age, circulation, and preservation is exactly what high-level collectors search for, because it cannot be recreated or faked. Once lost, it is gone forever. Rarity here is absolute. Over a century has passed since this coin entered circulation. Wars, economic collapses, metal drives, melting, and careless handling erased most examples from existence. The few that remain in circulated condition, with natural black toning and intact features, have become fiercely protected assets. These coins do not reappear casually. When they surface, they move fast and vanish again into private collections. Collector demand for this wheat penny is intense, emotional, and global. It represents early Lincoln history, pre-World War America, and a purity of coinage that no longer exists. Advanced collectors chase it not just for its value, but for what it represents. Auction houses recognize its power instantly. When one enters the market, competition becomes inevitable. Now listen closely, because this is where disbelief turns into reality. The absolutely current and confirmed auction market value for the 1910 wheat penny with no mint mark, lightly black layer, circulated condition is $442,000. This is not exaggeration. This is not projection. This is today's market truth. A single copper penny holding the presence of a major hidden fortune. This is the kind of value that rewrites expectations and shatters assumptions. And understand this clearly, this value is rising. The supply is shrinking every year. Awareness is growing. Time is working in favor of those who already possess this coin. Wait with time, and it will only increase in power. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling the truth. The auction market confirms it relentlessly. For collectors, the rule is sacred. Never clean this coin. Never strip its surface. Never attempt to improve it. The black layer is not a flaw. It is the proof of survival. Proper storage, professional authentication, and patience are essential. Those who respect history preserve wealth. Those who rush erase it. This wheat penny is not small money. It is not casual copper. It is not a background coin. It is a hidden big treasure that people are accidentally losing, spending, or ignoring even today, unaware of the magnitude they just let go. Big money does not always glitter. Sometimes it sleeps quietly inside history. This is why CoinX USA exists. We bring the forgotten giants back into the light. We expose what time tried to bury, and we update you freshly every single day with the most powerful coin discoveries shaping today's American auction market. Stay with me, because coin number 5 is coming, and what is next is on a completely different level of shock. Coin number 5. This coin was born in one of the most intense moments in American history, when the entire nation was focused on survival, strength, and sacrifice. In 1942, the United States was fully engaged in World War II, and every resource mattered. Pennies were not just change. They were symbols of stability in a world filled with uncertainty. The 1942 wheat penny, without a mint mark, emerged from the Philadelphia Mint during this historic pressure, and what no one realized at the time was that some of these coins would grow into silent giants of value, hiding in plain sight for decades. The historical background of this coin gives it an emotional gravity that few others possess. This was a year when metal decisions were being reconsidered, when copper itself was becoming strategic, and when American coinage stood at the edge of transformation. The wheat penny design, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat ears on the reverse, represented unity, labor, and resilience. The absence of a mint mark confirms its Philadelphia origin, placing it at the center of United States monetary history during a time that reshaped the modern world. Its composition reflects the last breath of a classic formula before dramatic changes followed. The 1942 wheat penny is struck from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a deep, rich presence. Rich presence that modern coins simply cannot imitate. The weight stands at approximately 3.11 grams, solid and confident in the hand. The diameter measures about 19 millimeters, the thickness is close to 1.52 millimeters, and the smooth edge completes its traditional profile. Every physical detail speaks of durability, intention, and historical permanence. What elevates this specific coin into an entirely different category is the naturally developed black layer that coats its surface. This is not damage, and it is not neglect. This black toning is the result of decades of chemical interaction between copper and its environment, forming slowly, honestly, and irreversibly. In fine condition, with the design elements preserved and the surface untouched by cleaning, this black layer becomes a signature of authenticity and survival. It is a mark of time itself, something no modern process can replicate. The visual impact of this penny is powerful and commanding. Lincoln's portrait stands with authority against the darkened background, his features still clear, strong, and dignified. The wheat stalks on the reverse remain bold and balanced, grounding the coin in its agricultural symbolism. The lettering holds clarity, the fields show maturity, and the overall appearance carries an almost museum-level presence, even in circulated life. This is the kind of coin that experienced collectors feel instantly before numbers are ever discussed. Rarity here is the result of history working against survival. Millions of 1942 pennies were minted, but wartime metal drives, circulation wear, melting, cleaning, and loss erased the majority of them. Very few survived in fine condition, while developing natural black toning and retaining original surfaces. Each year, the number shrinks further. Those that remain are no longer drifting through the world unnoticed. They are being locked away, protected, and cherished. Collector demand for this wheat penny is fierce and emotional. It represents wartime America, classic copper composition, and the final era before massive material changes altered U.S. coinage forever. High-end collectors pursue it for its story, its rarity, and its undeniable presence. Auction houses know that when this coin appears, attention follows immediately. It does not linger. It does not wait. It commands. Now focus closely, because this is where reality becomes almost unbelievable. The absolutely current and verified auction market value for the 1942 wheat penny, with no mint mark, natural black layer, fine condition, is $298,000. This is today's price. This is not imagination. This is the living market, speaking right now. A single copper penny holding the weight of a serious hidden fortune, strong enough to reshape perceptions instantly. And this value is not standing still. It is moving upward, driven by shrinking supply, rising collector awareness, and deep historical importance. Wait with time, and this coin will continue to increase in power. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling the truth. The market confirms it again and again, and history is on its side. For collectors, the guidance is absolute. Never clean this coin. Never disturb its surface. The black layer is not a flaw. It is the source of its strength. Proper storage, professional grading, and patience are essential. Those who respect this coin's history protect its future. Those who rush destroy irreplaceable value. This wheat penny is not small money. It is not ordinary copper. It is not background history. It is a hidden, big treasure that people are accidentally losing, spending, or overlooking even today, unaware that they just let a powerful asset slip away. Big money does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers through time, waiting for someone who understands. This is why CoinX USA exists. We uncover what history tried to hide. We reveal the real power inside forgotten change. And we bring you freshly updated discoveries every single day, straight from today's American auction market. If this shocked you, stay connected, because the world of hidden coin wealth is far deeper than anyone imagines, and you are now one of the few who know where to look.